In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to get the upper hand in a discussion. Let's use two types of situations. One is sales and the second is politics. Just imagine that you're a salesperson. Someone gives you a call on the phone and they ask you for a price on an item. What would you do? Now you have a choice to ask questions, to make statements or give commands. So let's say you make a statement. You give them the price. Then what? They say, thank you, and hang up. And you've no idea about the interaction at all. Just that someone asked a question and you gave an answer. On the other hand, you're a salesperson. Someone gives you a call and asks you for a price on an item. But now you respond by asking them a question. Why? Because you need to set the conversation in a context in which you have some power. So you ask a question like, why are you interested in this item? Or if I could get you that item, would you be interested in buying it? Anything just to get a conversation happening and build rapport. So once you understand what need the customer is trying to solve, then you give them the price. Okay, so let's now shift across to politics and why I was motivated to make this video. You see, I saw an Australian politician on YouTube. Now, I'm being purposely vague here about the politician and the woman so that you don't hook into the content. The politician was in a shopping mall and a woman came up to her and asked her a question. The politician just answered the questions. The woman seemed to get some degree of satisfaction and then she walked away. And I thought, geez, this politician doesn't even know the basics. Every salesperson knows that if you want to get the upper hand, you always answer a question with a question. Now, Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist, suggests gathering as much information as you can about your opponent's side of the argument and then work to demolish it. The aim is to have more information on the subject than your adversary. Keep in mind that you can ask questions of yourself and you can direct the questions at others. Now, there are a number of types of questions that you could ask. There's direct questions, leading question, open-ended questions, and then there's meaning questions. Direct questions are the yes-no type questions like, are you going to vote? Or who are you going to vote for? A leading question directs the listener to respond in a certain way. For example, what was it about the politician said that resonates with you? That's a leading question that I heard on CNN. An open-ended question invites the listener to respond in whatever way they want. For example, what do you think about what the politician said? Meaning questions are a type of leading, open-ended question. For example, what does that mean to you? Or why is such and such important to you? Or what is important to you about that? Once you get that, then what will you get to have and to experience? All types of questions are useful in the right context, but depending upon the context, some types of questions are more useful than others. So in the same way that a champion chess player learns to recognize the significance of their opponent's moves, an artful communicator maps out the structure of the discussion. I do that using the NLP peace mapping model, which is based primarily upon Michael Hall's mind lines, which is based upon Robert Dilt's sleight of mouth model. I also use the hierarchy of ideas model, and this works with logical levels of abstractions and logical types. It's a way to specify the topic of the conversation and track it as it shifts. So in some way you build like a grid in your mind. And keep in mind that one of the most powerful tools we have is the NLP meta model. So how to get the upper hand in a discussion? Don't get suckered into answering questions. track the conversation, be careful not to get led into a linguistic trap, and give yourself permission at any moment to call timeout, to step back, review the conversation, and start again. And maybe it's not so much about winning the argument as in learning something. And if you learn something, then the odds are that your adversary would also have learned something. And that, I think, is very important. If you got some value from this video, please like and subscribe, remembering to click on the bell. Take a moment to leave a comment in the box below and share the video on social media. All the best to you, and see you next time. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, remembering to click on the bell. Then check the comments box below to join our team of patrons and crew. Once again, thanks, and all the best to you.